Hey, what is up, guys? This is Chris and welcome back for more Everyday RC. And here they are, guys, the last bit of upgrades for my rival monster truck. If you haven't seen all the upgrades I've done to this truck, check out my last upgrade video on the truck. But for those of you that are watching that haven't been following along too close, I'll show you what I got going on so far. Okay. First things first, the first thing I upgraded on this truck was the ESC. So that is the HOBBYWING XERUN 150 amp ESC, capable of running 6S LiPo. That's why I purchased it, because the stock truck can only handle 4S LiPo. So we upgraded the ESC, so that's first of all, and it is a great ESC. Everyone that told me great things about it is absolutely correct. It is such an awesome ESC, fully programmable. Next up is I purchased my MaxAmp batteries to go along with the ESC. So these are a set of MaxAmp 3S, 6S total. They're 5450 milliamp, 11.1 volt, and you can't see it, but they are 120C. So that's to go along with the ESC. So now that we took care of the power plant, we have to start upgrading the rest of the truck. So what I decided to do was, the number one upgrade that's needed for the rival are the shocks. So I recently purchased, these are the aluminum bodied shocks for the MGT 8.0 monster truck. That is basically the nitro version of the rival. So I purchased those, all 8 of them. I installed them with 60 weight shock oil, and they're a hell of a lot better than the stock plastic ones. And I also installed RPM all around, RPM A-arms and RPM axle carriers. These are actually axle carriers for the T-Max 2.5 or T-Max 3.3 monster truck. They have the same exact geometry, or they're matched perfectly to the MGT or the rival monster truck. So I got those, and I had to do slight modification to the drive shaft, but I did make it happen, and I'm just dying to drive the truck now. I mean, it's almost set up for hardcore bashing, but I'm still rocking the plastic shock mounts, and these shocks really aren't as stiff as I would like, because they still don't react that much. So I figured I took care of everything that needed to be taken care of, but I wasn't done yet. So here are the last few upgrades, guys. Since we're on the topic of shocks and shock towers, here you go. Now, I did do the whole truck in blue, but I figured that the silver aluminum would definitely give a nice contrast to the blue, just like it does on the bottom of the truck. We have the blue aluminum with the silver chassis, which I think looks awesome. So why not follow that through to the top deck and put the silver aluminum shock towers. Got these from Asia Tees, and these are for the MGT 8.0 monster truck. Also fits the rival. And here's the part number for the front, and here is the part number for the rear. Okay. And since we're on the topic of needing stiffer springs, what I purchased was the stiffest springs. These are the extra firm bronze springs for the MGT 8.0 monster truck. These were the stiffest that I could find for this. These are still the softest springs that Team Associated makes. So I wanted to go with the bronze, extra firm. So I'm very, very anxious to see how these are going to enhance the suspension. So I'm dying to get them on there. And, you know, I figured that this bronze color will kind of throw off the rest of the truck. So my searching on eBay, I found this really cool company. They're actually called Savage Shock Covers. Go to savageshockcovers.com or type them in on eBay, and they're actually located right there in Quebec, Canada. These were specifically made for the MGT 8.0 monster truck. These were $7, guys, on eBay. I think I paid a total of $12 with shipping from Quebec, Canada. And you know, as you know, that there are 8 shocks on this truck. There are 9 shock covers in this bag. They give you 1 extra, and they're $7. And I think they look really, really nice. I did some research on them, and they're supposedly very durable, perform the same way as outerwears or any other shock covers that you've seen out on the market. But I thought for the price, and they were exact color that I was looking for, so I think it's going to look really nice. So let me quit my yapping, guys. Let me install these upgrades, and let's see what it looks like. Alright, guys, I'm all finished with the install. You guys want to see the finished product? I figure you did, so here we go. Alright. There it is, guys. Wow. I think it looks great. Everything just looks awesome on this truck, and everything went together pretty good, no problems. Now I did, like I said, go with the aluminum shock towers, and I think they really look good. There's a good friend of mine on YouTube, his name is Vaz, and his channel is called AUSSIERCPLAYGROUND. I'm sure most of you have heard of him, but him and I have become very friendly on YouTube, and he gave me a lot of helpful advice on the Rival. And he's right now currently in the process of upgrading his Rival and doing some work to it. So he had bought the blue aluminum shock towers, and I really was tempted to get them. I think they really look nice, and considering I did a lot of blue on this truck, I still like them a lot. I really was tempted to get them, but I like the contrast of the silver with the blue. Just as it is on the bottom of the truck, you got your blue skid plates, aluminum skid plates with the silver chassis, so I really like the way that that looks on the bottom, so I followed it through on the top. So I'm like super happy with the way this came out. Just everything, you know, the blue A-arms, the shock socks. Once again, here's their name, guys. Savage Shock Covers, and not Savage as the truck. Their name is Savage Shock Covers, and that's right there. They're located in Quebec, Canada. I really like the quality of these. They're very good quality shock covers, and they look great. They give you a lot of extra material to work with, so they won't pop out. Those of you who use shock covers will know what I'm talking about. Just everything, guys. The whole truck overall just looks great. The blue wire mesh on the wires that I did really looks nice. And seriously, who cares what it looks like? Let me just give you guys a demonstration. Now, those of you who have been looking at my past videos of the Rival, you'll know what the suspension used to react like. I just gave you an example right before I did the upgrade, so look at this. It springs right back. I mean, I'm like so happy with that. I mean, what a difference. I mean, it almost comes right back. It holds its stance. That is the front. Let me show you the rear. And there's the rear aluminum shock cover. I mean, shock tower. Okay. Look at that, guys. What a difference. Does not stay squatted at all. It springs right back into place. Now, I will say another thing. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of him, which most of you probably have. I've been watching him for years, and he's been super helpful. He puts out the greatest videos. His name is Squirrel, and the name of his channel is SQUIRRELOD. And he has so many helpful videos, painting videos, upgrade videos, anything that's an issue with a current vehicle or the latest and greatest vehicle, he addresses and he'll go over. He's got a lot of XO1 videos that I've been watching, and he just, I believe yesterday or the day before, just put a shock upgrade video on the Rival. And I couldn't believe it, because I was like, oh my god, I'm about to put my shock video up. And he tested. See, that's another reason why he's helpful, because, you know, honestly, I can't afford to make purchases or try things out, you know, and waste my money. You know, I call them guinea pig purchases, because you're making a guinea pig out of your credit card, or you know, out of your money. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to buy things and then they don't work. But he recently put the Lossy 8 front shocks on the Rival. Put them all around on the Rival, and I don't know what weight shock oil he installed in them, but they're the stock Lossy 8 front shocks, and he put 8 of them on here, and he gets pretty much the same reaction as I'm getting. I don't know if his was bottoming it out as much, but he's getting the same response as I'm getting with these, so I'm hoping that these are just durable enough that they will hold up. But if they're not durable, if I start blowing shock caps, or they start leaking or bending shock shafts, I'm gonna think about upgrading to that Lossy. So thank you very much, Squirrel. That's very helpful. You should go check out his channel. And you know, obviously Lossy, they're a very good company, and the front shocks that he used off that 8 are very, very big, large body shocks. So for a truck this size, they look like that they would work great. But I'm curious to see how it performs jumping, and I'm curious to see how this is going to perform jumping. So that's my next thing. I'm hoping to go out bashing this weekend, guys, but it's really cold in my neck of the woods, so we'll see. We're going to break some plastic or what's going to happen, but I'm very, very anxious to get this truck out and jump it off the ramps, and to show you guys how well this thing can perform. You know, I'm curious, see if it's going to be a good bashing truck, or if it's not, you know, because I jump my trucks pretty high, so that's what I'm curious about. So that's about it from me, guys. Thanks a lot for watching, and I hope you guys are out there tinkering away and upgrading all your trucks and having a good time in your RC world. And, you know, don't forget, guys, you got to make it happen. So that's it from me, guys. Take care.